Good day everyone, and welcome to the Shadowbringers job introductions, this time featuring the Red Mage. The practitioners of both black and white magic have received notable changes to many of their actions. To start things off, we have the new Scatter, now dealing more damage but taking longer to cast, and further upgrading into the new Impact at level 66. And to accommodate this change, the action Jolt no longer grants the impactful status. Red Mages have also received new AoE actions with their Thunder 2 and their Arrow 2, boasting shorter cast times compared to their single target counterparts, and increasing black and white mana, respectively. The new melee action Engagement provides an alternative to the old Displacement, with whom it shares a recast time, foregoing its backstab component but dealing slightly less damage, meaning Red Mages should still prioritize Displacement as long as they have enough room to maneuver. The action Manification has also been adjusted to affect both abilities, in addition to becoming enhanced at level 74 to boost damage dealt and have its cooldown lowered. In the event that things are too spicy to get up close, the new action Reprise serves as a way to discharge excess mana until it's safe to jump in. And at level 80, Red Mages gain access to the action Scorch, a powerful new combo finisher that follows either their Flare or their Holy, dealing an overwhelming 700 potency and damage. Further changes include the adjustment of Contra Sixta's damage distribution and its new cooldown lowering trait, as well as the removal of the old action Tether. And among the role actions that did not survive the overhaul, we have Break, Drain, Diversion, Mana Shift, Apocatastasis, and Erase, leaving casters with the fewest amount of role actions available. While largely unchanged in its foundation, the new Red Mage boasts powerful new spells and improvements over its original iteration. But how do you feel about these changes? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, I hope to see you in Shadowbringers. Good day everyone, and welcome to the Shadowbringers job introductions, this time featuring the Astrologian. The Masters of the Arcana have received notable changes to many of their actions and Arcanum mechanics. To start things off, we have the new Celestial Opposition, now reworked as an instant and cost-free AoE heal that triggers an additional effect based on the active sect. And at level 74, we have its new single-target sibling, Celestial Intersection, providing the same additional effects, but on a much shorter cooldown. The new level 76 action Horoscope places a healing buff on nearby party members that triggers upon being healed by Helios or Aspected Helios. And whether triggered or not, Horoscope can be activated a second time to provide even more healing. The old action Essential Dignity has also received changes, now benefiting from the new charge system and accumulating up to 2 charges. And at level 80, Astrologians gain access to Neutral Sect, significantly increasing their healing potency and providing the benefits of both sects to Aspected Helios and Aspected Benefic. To accommodate this change, the healing potency increase and enmity reduction previously provided by both sects have been removed. With regards to offensive actions, Astrologians receive new single-target upgrades with Combust 3 and Malefic 4, in addition to the new Gravity, now learned as early as level 45 and no longer suffering from damage falloff. But perhaps the biggest change to Astrologians was the overhaul of their Arcanum. For starters, all card benefits have been consolidated into 2 major categories: Balance, Arrow, and Spear to boost melee DPS, Bowl, Ewer, and Spire to boost ranged DPS. In addition, cards may no longer be stored after being drawn. They can, however, still be redrawn, which now functions as a charged ability. Each card also grants a type of seal, namely Solar, Lunar, and Celestial, utilized to empower the new level 50 action Divination, increasing damage dealt by all nearby party members, depending on the amount of unique seals accumulated. Alternatively, drawn cards can still be converted into Lord and Lady of Crowns with minor arcana, losing their seals but boosting their effects. The action Sleeve Draw has also been changed, and now allows the Astrologian to quickly draw several cards in succession. Of course, to accommodate this overhaul, the old actions Royal Road and Time Dilation are no longer present. Also joining them are the role actions Cleric Stance, Break, Largesse, Eye for an Eye, and Protect. However, the Crowd Control Repose has now also been turned into a new role action. Despite the introduction of powerful new healing actions, the efficacy of the new Arcanum system remains to be seen. But how do you feel about these changes? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, I hope to see you on the next job introduction. Good day everyone, and welcome to the Shadowbringers job introductions, this time featuring the Scholar. The Disciples of Nim have received notable changes to many of their actions and supporting companions. For starters, Scholars have received new upgrades to their offensive actions Bio 2 and Broil 2 in the form of Biolysis and Broil 3 respectively. On the other hand, they have also suffered the removal of Miasma, Miasma 2, Bane, and Shadow Flare. But to compensate, they have also received a new AoE action at level 46, the Art of War. Moving on to support actions, the new Adloquium has had its properties changed, and now grants two separate barriers, the old Galvanize for regular healing, and Catalyze for critical healing. The effects of this change are twofold, preventing critical shields from being overwritten by Astrologians, but also preventing interaction with deployment tactics, as it only affects Galvanize and not Catalyze. In addition, both deployment tactics and excogitation can now also be cast on yourself. The action Aetherflow is still present for Scholars, but is now only usable in combat, and has also been bumped to level 45 to accompany Lustrate, which is now learned at the same level. And to accommodate this change, the old action Energy Drain no longer exists. Lastly, we have the new action Recitation, allowing the next Adloquium, Succor, Indomitability or Excogitation to be cast at no MP or Aetherflow cost, while ensuring it results in a critical effect. And while minor changes, Chain Stratagem has had its critical chance lowered from 15 to 10%, while Sacred Soil now receives a healing over time effect once enhanced by its new trait at level 78. Moving on to fairy-specific changes, we have the new Eos and Selene, now functioning identically to one another and differing only in their aesthetic. To accommodate this change, fairy actions have been reworked and consolidated into the new Whispering Dawn and Fey Illumination, in addition to the new Fey Blessing, a powerful AoE heal that costs Fairy Gauge. And at level 80, Scholars may call upon the new Seraph for up to 20 seconds, providing barriers with their healing, and allowing the execution of the new charged action Consolation, a powerful AoE heal that also shields nearby party members. While unchanged, the ability Aether Pact, otherwise known as Fey Union, is still present, and the old action Dissipation now returns the fairy once its effect expires. Lastly, it's important to mention that fairies, much like the new Summoner Eggies, are now impervious to most forms of damage and no longer generate enmity. And to accommodate this change, the pat actions Sustain and Arouse are no longer present. Also joining them are the role actions Cleric Stance, Break, Largesse, Eye for an Eye, and Protect. However, the Crowd Control Repose has now also been turned into a new role action. By stepping into Shadowbringers, the new Scholar had its focus changed to be significantly more healing-oriented than ever before. But how do you feel about these changes? Let me know in the comments below, but until then, I hope to see you on the next job introduction.